So I'm here with comedian Robert Yassamur, Haig Thompson, and the miserable liberal Steph Zamorano, and also, I don't know if you remember, but America invaded a country illegally, killed a bunch of people, and then tortured a bunch of people to cover it up. We're still operating a torture.
Which one was it? Vietnam?
Vietnam.
Okay.
And we're still running
Spanish-American War?
And the Spanish-American War, and we're still running a torture facility in Cuba. But Barack Obama was against all that. In fact, Barack Obama came out after the torture report from the Senate, which outlined all the horrible stuff we were doing, and the fact that the CIA lied. Here's what he had to say.
In the immediate aftermath of 9/11, we did some things that were wrong. We did a whole lot of things that were right, but we tortured some folks. We did some things that were contrary to our values when we engaged in some of these enhanced interrogation techniques that I believe, and I think any fair-minded person would believe, were torture. We crossed the line, and that needs to be needs to be understood.
Oh, I thought he was going to say prosecuted. For a second, I almost thought, and that needs to be understood. I thought he was going to say prosecuted. Because he didn't prosecute him. He didn't prosecute anybody who committed a war crime. Isn't that something? You think he would? No. He didn't. Barack Obama said all those torture crimes happened in the past, and Barack Obama's looking towards the future. And when I heard that, I felt a lot better, because you know all the crimes I've committed, they're in the past too. I'm glad we're not prosecuting past crimes anymore. I bet all those people in prison are pissed off they committed their crimes in the future. So that was Barack Obama. Why do I bring that up today?
Say, Jimmy, why'd you just bring that up?
Oh, I bring it up because I brought it up because of this, Robert. Senate torture report to be kept from public for 12 years. Barack Obama did that. Mr. Transparency. This information, people don't need to know. Why? Because we were all committing war crimes. And I didn't prosecute any of them. It says Obama's agreement to preserve investigation into CIA's use of torture after 9/11 means classified documents will remain restricted under Presidential Records Act.
So we're going to hear the results of the Warren Commission report before? Okay, so just so we're clear.
The full Senate torture report, that's a thing. The Senate torture report, which documented brutality by the CIA against at least 119 detained terrorism suspects, will be held out of public view at Obama's presidential library. Through an investigation that lasted more than 6 years, the Senate Intelligence Committee found that the CIA's torture was far more brutal than the agency had told the Bush administration or Congress. The CIA lied to the president, and they lied to Congress. Boy, I wonder how long those guys have to do in prison. And that the agency had lied about the program's contours and effectiveness. They lied about the program. They lied about the severity. They lied about its contours. They lied about its effectiveness.
Oh, and then when Dianne Feinstein tried to look into it, they spied on her.
They spied on Dianne Feinstein.
She didn't see that coming.
They did some real up and down villainy. They did a cradle to the grave kind of, where real scumbags kind of move.
Yep.
So
I remember that.
It was pretty impressive.
And we took that for Dianne Feinstein to finally get upset about the CIA. She wasn't really that pissed off that they tortured people or we invaded Iraq illegally or whatever, but she did get pissed off when they turned their spying on her. Isn't that something? She's okay with a surveillance state and they spy on you. She's okay with that. She's not okay if they spy on her because she's powerful. This goes on to say it found that the torture report found unequivocally that torture produced no valuable counterterrorism intelligence. President-elect Donald Trump has repeatedly expressed a desire to make the CIA engage in torture once again. And why is it that that'll happen? Why is it that the CIA will torture again? Why? Because if you don't prosecute people who do it, they're bound to do it again. If you don't prosecute people, there's no incentive not to do it. Obama came to the aid of the CIA in its dramatic battle with its Senate overseers. Let me read that again. Obama, who came to the aid of the Wall Street, also came to the aid of the CIA in its dramatic battle with its Senate overseers. He sided with the CIA over the Senate overseers. The president defended the agency after its operatives surreptitiously spied on the emails and work product of the Senate's lead investigator. The CIA is spying on the people who are supposed to oversee the CIA. Oh, but those guys did. But how much jail time do you think those CIA guys got?
That's an interesting thing because it's a separation of powers issue that's very similar to the issue that like the mayor of New York has with the New York City Police Department, where it's like, I can't fuck these guys because they'll come back and fuck me three times more. And so I think that Obama's in an impossible position in that instance where he's like, I can't not defend them because if I don't have the CIA, the support of the CIA, I'm really screwed. And he's not wrong.
I disagree.
But it's
you
to
know,
me,
I disagree.
It looks like an infrastructure issue.
You know, I disagree with that.
I understand, like
Okay.
Obama's
supposed to run the CIA. He's not supposed to take orders from the CIA.
He could try doing what's right and see if the American people support that.
Yeah, he could try that once.
Yeah.
And if those guys at the CIA are going to fuck with him, then the CIA is running this goddamn country, Robert, and that's why he needs to fire whoever is running the CIA.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that there is something inherently infrastructurally wrong under those circumstances where it would be impossible for the executive to go against the CIA.
I disagree with you. I hear what you're saying, but I just 100% that's wrong.
By the way, I also think it's very strange that they said point blank, we're going to keep this report at the Obama Library. I immediately flashed on, that's an American Treasure, the sequel. That's a sequel to the... I was like, someone's got to steal that. That's
National Treasure.
National
Yeah.
Treasure.
National Treasure.
Starring Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that would be a vehicle for Nicolas Cage.
Through the Chief of Staff, Dennis McDonough, Obama's White House fought for months throughout 2014 to ensure that the vast majority of the Senate's report remained classified and out of public view. That's your champion. That's your buddy. Making sure that people don't get to know what the Bush administration did. That's Barack Obama. The administration can and should be doing much more. They have ignored requests from senators and others to declassify the full report. Worse, while the full 6,700-page classified report was delivered to the CIA, Office of the Director of National Intelligence, state, FBI, DOJ, and the Department of Defense, we're told individuals with the appropriate security clearances at these agencies have not been able to read that report and learn from the mistakes documented. Did you?
It's 6 o'clock.
It is 6 o'clock, and I will tell you, listen to that. So they gave this report to all the CIA, FBI, DOJ, DOD, but those people don't have the security clearance to read the goddamn report. So guess what?
No, they're even saying the people with the right appropriate security clearances couldn't even read
Have
the
not
report.
been able to read the report. So therefore, they can't learn from the mistakes documented in the Senate's torture report. It's dumbfounding. The administration's lack of support and inaction continues to be incredibly disappointing. That's your Barack Obama. That's your neoliberal fucking loser. That's what that is. That's Barack Obama, the buffoon. Barack Obama, the buffoon. Despite Obama's decision, Senator Ron Wyden, an Oregon Democrat on the Intelligence Committee and an advocate of the report, pledged to build, quote, a bipartisan coalition starting next month to declassify the report as a measure to check Trump's pro-torture impulses.
Good.
Why wouldn't Barack
once again, Trump is
So Barack Obama's not concerned about checking Trump's pro-torture impulses, Robert?
No.
Still like him?
Yeah. You lived through the same presidents I did. You lived through Reagan. You
Yeah.
lived through Bush 1. You lived through Bush 2.
And he's just as bad as those guys, except he pretends because he's not. He looks pretty. And every once in a while, he'll say, hey, you can't cut down forests, but you can fucking drill in the Arctic. So why doesn't Barack Obama want to check Trump's pro-torture impulse? What's wrong with him? What is that about?
He's probably protecting a lot of people who are his allies within government.
Yep. The American people deserve the opportunity to read this history rather than see it locked away in a safe for 12 years. When the president-elect has promised to bring back torture, it is also more critical than ever that the study be made available to cleared personnel throughout the federal government who are responsible for authorizing and implementing our country's detention and interrogation policies, Wyden said. How irresponsible of Barack Obama when you got a guy coming in promising to torture and he won't release the information that the Senate put together over 6 years about how we tortured people, who did it, why, and how it happened, and he won't do it. That's because Barack Obama is a buffoon and the opposite of what people think he is. This is a Dick Cheney move that Barack Obama's doing. He's going against Democrats doing this. He's going against people. He's going against you. He's going against me. He's going against the entire goddamn human population of the fucking world by doing this. That's Barack Obama. That's who Barack Obama is. He's not afraid that Donnie Tynahans is going to torture people. He's not afraid that Donnie's going to put people in jail without a trial. He's not afraid of any of that shit. Barack Obama doesn't care if Donald Trump does that because he does it too. Wyden urged Obama to designate the torture report an agency record, which makes it releasable under the Freedom of Information Act, adding, burying the study achieves nothing but to create an information vacuum that gets filled with uninformed and highly dangerous propaganda. So, yeah, if we had that torture report, when Donnie goes to torture, we could say, no, the report says unequivocally that torture doesn't work. And here's how we did it, and here's what we know. And here's who did it, and here's how they did it, and here's how many times they did it, and here's why they said they did it, and here's the information we got. We don't know any of that stuff. Why? Because Barack Obama's protecting war criminals inside of our government. That's why. Barack Obama never prosecuted a war criminal. He's now protecting them and ensuring that war crimes happen again. That's your president, Barack Obama. And I'm so fucking glad he's leaving. So now we can all stand up against the bullshit that he not only condoned but protected. Hey, we're doing another live Jimmy Dore show the day after Christmas, December 26th. We're doing a live Jimmy Dore show in Burbank, California. Come see it. There's a link for tickets right there.